Say hello to the Nomad from Velotric. In my previous video where I reviewed the Discover 1, I had mentioned that I had something a little bit more my style, and this is what I was talking about. You guys are looking at another 750 watt, 48 volt Class 2 e-bike, this time in a mountain bike trim. So you have the big fat tires, which really soak up a lot of the bumps and add to the suspension. So even though it doesn't have rear suspension, the tires help out a lot. You have around 80 millimeters of travel in the front suspension with full lockout. So this thing makes a good cruiser as well. You can go ahead and lock those forks out and you're not gonna lose any torque on the road. This bike does come with fenders, but I opted not to install them just for aesthetic purposes. I think it looks way better like this, and most people who buy this that are gonna ride it on the trails don't want that kind of look. I will say that the fenders are functional and it keeps a lot of the mud, and especially if it's raining, keeps the water off of you. So if you're going for function, might as well install the fenders, but it's an option. Just wanted to show you guys that it is possible. So as with all of the Velotric bikes, these come in a variety of colors. This is the gray model. I really wanted to get my hands on the green, but the stock was low. Lots of colors to choose from. That's always nice that you can do something different. So as of right now, the Velotric Nomad is on sale for $13.99, and you really can't beat it for the price. That is a really good value. With the quality of components that you get, hydraulic brakes front and rear, again, Velotric makes it really hard for the competition. As with all the Velotric bikes, the machine welding is super well done, some nice dimes. The Shimano drivetrain shifts buttery smooth. And one thing that caught me off guard, and I didn't really understand why they did it at first, if you look at the wheels, there's actually cutouts in the center all the way around the rim. Now I thought it might just be for aesthetic reasons, but that actually cuts down on the weight. And it's not light by any means, but I could pick this thing up and load it in the bed of my truck with no problem. As far as the range, once again, best in class, you're gonna get around 60 miles, give or take, your weight and riding conditions. But as the name implies, the Nomad is meant for getting off of the beaten path and having some fun outdoors. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. I tell you what, man, this thing is comfortable with those big fat tires. It really just adds to the suspension. And this thing makes a really good cruiser as well. So if you're looking for like a hybrid style bike that you can take on trails, but are mainly gonna do cruising style riding, I definitely recommend the Nomad. That walk mode's a lifesaver. Back on the trails. Well, you guys, that's gonna wrap up my little ride and review on the Velotric Nomad. Definitely more my style. I'm really enjoying this thing. If you've looked at e-bikes at all, there are so many different brands out there just selling recreated items. They literally just go into a book and just choose the same things that all these other companies have access to as well. So there's not a lot of style and the brands can kind of just get lost, but I don't feel that way with Velotric. I definitely think they care about their product and they're doing a lot more than other companies who sell similar products. It's definitely a brand that I think you're gonna see a lot more of, and once again, you just can't really beat the value. But these trails were a blast. Like, these are some serious mountain bike trails and this thing was eating it up. Do I wish I had rear suspension? A little bit, but for the most part with the fat tires, it soaks everything up a lot better than I expected. I didn't get a chance to charge the battery last night, so we only had like 50% to start, and I still got a decent amount left. But overall, this is just a really good looking bike, and this color option, especially that neutral gray with the black trim, I just love it. They do give you one of these little clip-on taillights since I do not have a fender, and on the Discover, the taillight's mounted to the fender. But this right here is the reason why a lot of people like fenders. Keeps the mud off of your back. These grips are super nice as well. They're lock-ons, and I love that little bump out there that you rest your wrist on. It's very ergonomically friendly. Who do I recommend this for? Definitely all ages, old, young. If you're wanting a hybrid commuter / trail bike, this thing is definitely not meant to do the trails that I did today, but as you saw, it did just fine. But if you're interested in the Nomad, be sure to use my code on Velotric's website, Tanner60, to save some cash. This bike is a lot of fun. I love the way it looks. I love the way it rides. And for $13.99, it is a damn good value. I'm not being paid to say this stuff and give it all kinds of praise. You really can't say anything negative for the price point. Like, you can start nitpicking little things here and there, but then the price is just gonna go up and then it's in a completely different class. I think at this price, it makes a bike like this accessible to more people. Coming from a motorcycle and dirt bike and off-road background, I really do enjoy riding these things and just getting out and exploring new places in silence. I spend a lot of time making noise out doing hill climbs in the woods on my gas engine bikes, so it's just a completely different experience to come out here, be quiet, leave very little footprint, and just really enjoy the outdoors. But that's gonna wrap the video up. I hope you enjoy the review. Stay tuned for more. I got a couple more Velotric videos to do. Also, be sure to keep your eyes peeled on the website. There might be some other discounts coming soon. But that's it for me. Always remember to live free and adventure daily.